Inside the Birds is back. What's going on, everybody? Geoff, Mosher, Adam Caplan here for Inside the Birds. Listen, OTAs is it's around the corner. It'll be here, not here yet for the Eagles. And so we're going to do something around this time of the year that we do every year, at least for the past, I think, 3 years. It's a really fun 2-part podcast series where Adam and I draft the NFC East, right? It's a little bit fantasy, but it's not necessarily for points. We're trying to put together the best team out of the NFC East. So we also do offensive linemen, for example, for offense, which you wouldn't find in fantasy. And the whole purpose of this, and Adam, why I like it is, we try to look back on it and compare, especially when the season starts. And we've done sort of look backs on our teams during the bye week to see who picked good teams and what went wrong and what didn't go wrong or who played better. B, it also really gives you, and I think this year is going to be a really cool draft for us because there's been an influx of talent into the league, not only with last year's draft, some guys like Malik Neighbors, but obviously the trades that the Commanders have made. The Giants have signed some key free agents. And just when I was looking through offensive players, there were some times last year where it was like, you need to get this guy because there's no depth. And this year, I think, is a little bit better. So I think you get a good idea of not only the Eagles, but the NFC East and the improvements that the division is making.
Yeah, so now we're just drafting for this season, right? This is not for like a dynasty team. Okay, so that does mean a lot because they're guys I would probably draft more for the future, and it would adjust my draft sort of idea, the way I want to my draft approach. Oh, by the way, so special shout out to avid ITB listener Mark, who I ran into Sunday at Nick's Pizza in Wilmington. Yeah, Wilmington, Delaware. It's great. Yeah, I was just about to walk out. And he stopped me and we talked. Yeah. In fact, I said, all right, dude. He clearly, because he knew, I mentioned a couple things he knew about, he knows our show really well. So I mentioned that draft and he remembered it. And he goes, yeah, you did the snake draft. I said, all right, it's your call. What are we doing? He goes, you got to do the snake draft. I'm like, done.
Awesome. I love it. I'm glad that people are anticipating this. And similarly, I want to give a shout out. I don't remember the man's name, unfortunately. It was very fast, but I was on Friday, White Oak Country Club in Newfield, New Jersey, for a charity golf tournament. Yeah, Newfield. Okay. It's kind of in that Franklinville, Williamstown area. Okay. And you'll know in a second where the area is because it was Friday when all the thunderstorms hit and the tornado that hit the area of Collings Lakes was only 5 miles from where I was. And we really caught the outskirts of it. And I can't believe we even got the tournament in. So I'm just giving a clap to White Oaks because I'm sure they did not want everybody ripping up their half-flooded course. But they let us play. It was fun. It was great. A dead snake fell out of a tree 5 feet from me, which was a new experience. And I may never go back now.
It's funny because you hear when people are playing golf in Jacksonville or somewhere down south, you hear about alligators crossing the green.
So I've seen that. My mom lives in West Palm Beach, and I've occasionally played. It's weird. When you see a gator, you can at least get yourself far away, or you can get in a golf cart. Yeah. When you're 5 feet away from a dead snake that falls out of a tree, it's a little bit different.
Was dead. Was dead. Okay,
I think it was because I don't know why else it would have fallen out of a tree and just stayed there. But
it's weird.
I count that among the experiences that I never thought I'd see. But my point was there was a person who worked at the country club who said, "Hey, you used to work at Comcast, right?" And I said, "Yeah." He's I really enjoyed your stuff. He goes, and I really like the podcast you and Adam do. So I wanted to, send my appreciation for that. Cool. So awesome stuff. Listen, it'll be a fun week. We've got our Patreon live Q&A that'll be on Wednesday. So sign up, patreon.com/Inside the Birds. You're getting the intel first. You're getting great conversation with Adam. You're getting scoops. You're getting even I've been able to make a few and I get in there and give what I can. We've had a new member named John. We want to thank him. Did John participate last week, by the way? I thought you said he did.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He just signed up. I'm not sure because the cool thing is like we've got new members lately and they showed up. So they've been showing up. And yeah, it's cool, man. As Geoff said, like you could like no questions off limits in there. It's not something it's not something we would talk about here on social media. It's only with our Patreon members. So patreon.com/Inside the Birds. And we do it all year, by the way. We chat live 45 minutes to an hour. Every once in a while, it's an hour and a half. Like that's where we just the conversation and questions are so good. We're like, we're not ending it. Keep going. You know?
Right. I like to say we're the other version of Barstool because you're literally like it's like having a conversation at
It
the bar.
is. There's some cursing.
Yes, and we've done and we'll probably continue to do a little happy hour style versions.
Yeah. Oh, we did one of those. That's right. I forget what the context of it was, but we said, oh, you know what it was? I think it was. Didn't we do a pregame live stream?
Yes.
We said
Right.
bring the beer. Yeah, if you got a beer, and we were looking at everybody's parties on screen. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really awesome. So that's why you got to be a part of our great community. Patreon.com/Inside the Birds. And again, welcome to our new member, John. All right, so this part one is going to be our offensive draft. And I think this is cool because we put offensive linemen in it, not just O-line, but we do center, right guard, right tackle. And we don't – the rules we've set is you can make your own offense the way you want as far as 11 personnel, 12 – if you want to draft 2 tight ends, that's fine, as long as it's within – the realm of feasibility. We're not drafting 10 personnel teams. We're going to have a tight end because it's fun to have a tight end.
You have to.
Yeah, you have to. And then we're not going to draft, say, a left guard and say he's my right tackle. We're going to draft the guys at their positions on the offensive line. So with that being said, Adam, I got this quarter right here, and people watching on YouTube can see it, right? That's heads.
God, we've never done that before. Okay, we've never.
No, this is the first time. I've used the little generator online where it spins it, but I want people to see it so I don't get accused of cheating. So I'm going to have you call it right here. Heads or tails?
Tails. I'm going to be the weird one. I'll say tails.
Tails never fails, Adam Caplan.
There you
Correct
go.
Call. Tails.
Okay.
That means you get pick 101 in this snake draft.
And then you'll go for 2. Right. So it's funny. I said to Mark,
I don't know. I think 1002 and then 201 will be me.
Correct. It's funny. I said to Mark Sunday, I said, hey, dude, I think I'm going to go with Lane first. Like, I don't know about that. No, I have to go with Barkley. Look, obviously, there's no way he's having this exactly as good of a season. It's never happened before. Mm-hmm. But until he's not great, maybe it's 3 years from now, he's the best player in this draft. This is only NFC East, to be clear. Mm-hmm. The other considerations would have been A.J. Brown. It's offense, right? So we're only doing offense here.
Correct.
Lane would have been one. Other than that, not a quarterback right now. I just don't see another player to draft there at 101. So that's what I went.
Listen, you just showed the strategy of this draft, right? There are other great players too, to your point. But when you talk about depth and is there a clear one and then everybody else after that is a question mark? Because what you've done is now I have to eventually take a running back. And the guys after Saquon Barkley, as people will see, are nowhere near his stratosphere. So that is a great pick by you. And if I had the number one overall pick, which I thought about before we did this pod, I would have done the exact same thing. And I don't think your friend or you were crazy because the guy I'm going to pick is along the same wavelength of you because I don't think that there's a really good, great number 2 behind this guy. And you mentioned him. I'm going to take Lane Johnson with 1 because at right tackle, remember, we're playing these guys at their positions.
Yeah, it's a big drop-off. Yeah, God.
I mean, I would have almost had to consider Josh Connerly at this point because I expect him to have a good rookie year. I don't know about Terrence Steele, Illuminor for the job. I'm just going to go with the guy who unquestionably is the best at his position because it's not about fantasy points. You can't measure offensive linemen in points. We're just putting together the best team we can put together. So I go Lane Johnson right here at 102.
It's because of the drop-off. Yeah, the drop-off is major. Boy. And then you go again. Yep, you do.
Now, this is where it gets tricky because I do feel like depth everywhere else is pretty decent. And remember, this is normally where Jason Kelce would fly off the board because there weren't a whole lot of good centers. Cam Jurgens is good. I think the center landscape has improved slightly in the division. It's not great, but also Cam Jurgens is good, but he's not Jason Kelce. So it kind of forces me to figure out where I want to go here. Do I want to go skill position? Do I want to continue building on the line? I don't have to take a running back because you clearly got the best one. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to continue to build along the offensive line. I am going to go Cam Jurgens anyway and make him my center and make him pick 201. And now it is back to you for 2 picks.
Yeah, and there's again, it's the drop off. It's kind of like in fantasy though, when you're obviously you're not drafting offensive linemen, but depending on the position, you might wait a little bit because you don't. It's either you get the elite guy or just wait. I totally could see that. So now it's me, and I'm looking where. See, I'm going through quarterback's a consideration here. It's there's only 2 guys worth taking, and then receiver it's deep.
Quarterback?
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, well, I'm sorry, they're three,
Yeah,
but I
is
see a
better than
drop.
there's ever been, by the way.
What's that?
There's usually only been 2. Now at least there's 3 that you would
There's
consider.
3, but the Prescott with his injury history,
It's fair.
they've helped him. There's no question. I do
He's
have
a
some
boom
issues.
bust pick for sure. Yeah.
What's that?
He's like a boom bust pick. He could be really
Yeah,
good
I don't
or he
know.
could be injured in by week 6.
I mean, it's sad. You got the Schottenheimer. I expect him to be aggressive. We talked about this recently when we were going over schedules and so forth. But yeah, we could wait on quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Receiver, it's absolutely loaded. Tight end is light. Guard, they're 2. There's certainly 2 that I like. Center, you took the best guy. Right tackle, the best guy's gone. Left tackle, they're plenty. I'm going to go a little early on this because there's a major drop off at tight end after Dallas Goedert. He's on a prove it deal. He took a pay cut.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bargain basement contract, but he took a pay cut. Took about a 35-40% pay cut. I know he's 30. When he plays, he's great. Good luck to you when you have to take a tight end next. I'm taking Dallas Goedert.
Listen, I get it. I think you're correct with the drop off there. Now, the one thing about Goddard is the injury history. I mean, you could look back on this and be like, why did I do that? But given the depth of the position, I think that makes a ton of sense. So that gives you Saquon Barkley and Dallas Goedert. You must really like the Eagles. Oh, wait, I have Cam Jurgens and Lane Johnson. So I think that shows you right then and there where people might be doubting the Eagles this year because of what they lost. But offensively, they should be right up there again.
Yep.
Offensive line, skill position players. First 4 picks are Eagles. I guess we're homers. So now you start, Adam, with 301, round 3, first pick.
Ooh, boy. Usually with fancy drafts, I'm the one who turns to pick in the 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Usually when it you look at the it says, okay, how much time did the person? What was the average time per pick? Usually it's 30, 45 seconds. It's a little bit harder now.
Yeah, well, that's good. We're thinking about
3. There are 4 or 5 positions that are still good players left, but that's the problem. It's still. I'm looking for one where it's thin. I'm not really seeing that. I'm going to take the best player on the board here at a position where, let's put it this way, there's nothing wrong with being dominant on the interior.
Mm-hmm.
I know Tyler Smith has been a big surprise. No one saw him being this great guard. He's pretty good, but he's not Landon Dickerson. And it's all about the lines. How do the Eagles continue to be elite? They build the line. We've said this for years. We don't understand. Very few teams do this like the Eagles do it, where they start with the lines.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to continue. You already went with 2 of them. I got to get one of them, and it's Landon Dickerson.
Wow, the run on Eagles now. 5 straight Eagles to open this draft is pretty impressive. Pretty impressive for the Eagles. And not only that, 3 offensive linemen, right? Like we have not even hit the skill position other than Saquon Barkley. So you take Landon Dickerson at 301. I love it. I think it's a smart pick. You are forcing me to take a left guard who I won't get into yet, but like you said, isn't that guy. And I don't want to be guilty of overthinking things now because there are still a lot of good players, and I don't want to pass on a really good player and say, well, I can get another really good player at that position. That tends to be overthinking it a little bit as well. So I'm going to go ahead right here and keep this Eagle streak alive amazingly, and I'm going to take myself A.J. Brown to be my number 1 wideout.
Yep.
He will end the 3rd round, 302. And then I will start the 4th round with, man, I can't believe the guy I was considering taking here and not AJ Brown, I'm a little surprised at myself, but we're going to come off as homers here, Adam, but I'm going best player, and I don't give a crap. So I'm going to give myself bookend Eagles on the offensive line and take Jordan Mailata here.
Oh, Mailata. Wow. Okay.
And listen, like we said, there are some good left tackles now in this league, but they have injury histories or they have drop-offs. I mean, I'm going with stability. Like, we know what we're getting from Jordan Mailata. He has not had a bad season or a drop-off season yet. So that is my guy.
All right. I'm up now.
You are up. And, yeah, that was 302 right there. So you're at 401, I believe.
All right. I'm going to take the best player available. He's a numbers accumulator. I get it. And that's CD Lamb, Cowboys. I get my number one receiver. George Pickens is obviously going to cut into those numbers, but the guy puts up numbers. You can play inside or outside. He's just, again, as we've talked about before with Brian Schottenheimer, he does believe in coming out throwing more than passing. If you look at the Cowboys running backs, you know they're going to throw the football a lot because they're just not going to be good enough at running back. I'm going with CD right here. CD Lamb.
I like it. All right. Now, do you get another one, I think, right?
Yes, you get two.
Yeah. All right. So CD Lamb is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like 402. Okay. Got that. Good pick. Good pick. Man, Barkley and CD Lamb are a pretty good one, too, for your running back wide receiver there.
And I'm going to go with another one. Devontae Smith. You got A.J. Brown from me, but I got Devontae and CD Lamb. That's a pretty, you know what? That's a pretty good pair.
Yeah. You got yourself an X and a move. Well, actually, you have yourself in CD Lamb a move Z potential slot. So you could actually, depending on how you want to play this out, right? You could go 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, or you could just make those 2 your 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. It's because you got 2 movable pieces there, a wide receiver.
I do. I like that. I do like that. It just depending. It's all what you want. It's certainly debatable.
Yes, I would say though you are lacking a natural X, so maybe that will factor into the next wide receiver you take, right?
Could be. We'll see.
Could be. All right. So that is, let's see. You now have Saquon Barkley, CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Landon Dickerson. That is 5 picks. I have A.J. Brown, Jordan Mailata, Jurgens, and Lane Johnson. So I have 4. So that means I'm up for 2. I am going to take Jalen Hurts here, Adam.
Ooh, really? Okay.
Yep. I'm going to do it.
Good pick. I mean, how could you argue against it? But
yeah, I mean, I know that there's an argument to be made for
Definitely
an argument to be made for Jaden Daniels, but at the moment, like Jaden Daniels has 1 good year. We've seen some guys kind of hit the skids in year 2 or regress. What we've seen from Jalen is the ceiling may not be what Jaden Daniels is, or even Dak Prescott when he's healthy and productive, but I know what his floor is, and it's really darn good. And the floor for Prescott is worse, and we'll see about Jaden Daniels. We don't know what the floor is yet. There could be a step back in that season. So I will go with Jalen Hurts there, and then I will continue to look at the skill positions, and I've got A.J. Brown as a natural X. I'm going to go with Malik Neighbors right now.
It's so good. He's
him into my Z. Yeah, I think I have a pretty studly tandem right there.
Well, give me your tandem again. You've got A.J. Brown.
A.J. Brown and Malik Neighbors. And A.J. Brown's going to line up my X. Good. Right now, Neighbors can be my Z. I can move him into the slot depending if I
Okay, see, I don't know if we did this last year. But I'll tell you what, when we draft defense, I have to go corner first because I have to be able to cover you.
That's right.
I might have to go with Q first.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough. All right, so I'm up.
Play a lot of zone, man. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. Oh, we're playing zone. Are you kidding? We're playing zone. All right, I got the guy. I'm up now.
Yep.
And this guy could play X. He didn't want to play X because I remember talking to Washington early in Terry McLaurin's career, and he didn't really. He liked it. Well, let's put it this way: he liked playing in a certain position. But then over time, he was willing to do both. Mm-hmm. He's a stud. I mean, to have Lamb, Devontae Smith, and McLaurin. I mean, I would have rather have had Neighbors because of the versatility, and he's The problem is he's got problems at quarterback. But man, I'm telling you, McLaurin is going here.
All
Now,
right.
see, you already took Hurts, so you're not taking quarterback. So I don't need to take a quarterback here. I could wait.
Art strategy.
Yep. I took Dickerson, who's my left guard. So I don't need Tyler Schmidt. So are we able to take two guards regardless of right guard or left guard? Or
No, you got to take a right guard. You can't take a left guard and play in the right guard. Unless he's extensively played there before. But no, I don't think we have that ability.
And
here.
you took Mailata, so yeah, they're yeah. It really doesn't matter. I'm not playing 10 personnel, so I'm not taking another receiver here. I got my tight end.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I will take my quarterback, just get it done here, and I will go with Jaden Daniels. And it is true, you're right. He had an amazing rookie season. He does everything well. There could be some drop off, but they also have helped him with their offensive line.
Oh yeah,
and Ertz is back. I like that. They got Zach's leadership. He still showed he can play. They got Tunsil. They have a left tackle now. Finally, Deebo Samuel will help them. It's still the passing game still goes through McLaurin. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing they did not address is I like Brian Robinson. He's a nice player, but he lacks juice. They did not draft a running back.
That is correct.
Well, they did. Technically, they did. The kid in the 7th round, the kid from Arizona, Prosky Merritt. But yeah, man, it's a 7th round. I mean, you can't expect it.
No. I mean, listen. When you took Barkley, you really put me in a bind. I'm just telling you that right now.
And I love Robinson. Listen, I'm a Brian Robinson fan.
He's not dynamic. He's just
he's
okay. Like I'm gonna have an okay running back. I'm not gonna have Saquon Barkley. You have an MVP. I've got a guy who's okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Exactly.
So
go ahead. So you're up, right?
Yeah. So I'll complete the 7th round because Jaden Daniels is 701. I will complete the 7th round with my pick in 1 second. We want to remind everybody, Father's Day is June 15th. We know the perfect gift. You want the perfect gift for your dad? Stretch Zone. All right. A Stretch Zone gift card. And you can get it 2 ways. You can get it immediately with an e-card. You can send it through the email and they'll receive it in 5 to 6 days right to their email address, or you can call them. You can walk in and get your own free, no obligation, 30-minute stretch. And there are 13 locations in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Adam, tell us where these 13 locations are, at least most of them or some of them.
Yeah, so in PA, right? Haverford, Devon, Exton, South Philly, which is on Washington Avenue, Montgomery County, Elkins Park, off Aldiak Road. And again, they love 611 and 309 in Montgomery County, Upper Dublin, Dresser area, Feasterville, and Warrington's the new one. New Jersey, the one you go to Cherry Hill, Mount Laurel, which is where the Wegmans is. I know exactly where they did. Franklin Lakes, Northfield, and Princeton. And the thing is, folks, there's no obligation. It's 30 minutes. You could have whatever you need done. Whatever, if you're with the weather now in May where it's warm, if you're going to play pickleball, pickleball is huge. I put it off. I'm not doing it yet. I don't know, but I know you said you've played it before. I'm not doing it yet. I'm not giving in yet, but I know the pickleballers out there. Get stretched, man. You want to feel loose because what's funny at my tennis club? They say there are more pickleball injuries than tennis, which I found interesting because it's less. You would think it's less stress, but it's choppy. The feet, the footwork, and so forth. Mm-hmm. So get stretched. Get your hamstrings done. I had my hamstrings and my traps done as I always do. Quads is the toughest. I would tell you on your first stretch though. I know you did quads your first time. At least you told me. If it's the one I get, man, that one is that's a tough one. The first one.
Yes, the quads, the hamstrings. I got to get it all stretched out.
Yep.
All right. Great stuff. Remember, stretchzone.com. Go online. You can even book online to make it easier on yourself.
True. Yep.
All right. So we're going to finish up the 7th round. You took Jaden Daniels to start the 7th round. So we both have quarterbacks. You have Daniels. I have Hurts. We both have 2 receivers. You have CeeDee Lamb and Devontae Smith. I have A.J. Brown and Malik Neighbors. You have Saquon Barkley. I've yet to pick a running back. You have Dallas Goedert. I've yet to pick a tight end.
Didn't I take McLaurin?
I'm sorry. You have Terry McLaurin as well. So
I want to so I can go 11. You see, I can go 11.
You can go 11. I can't do that yet because I only have 2 receivers.
Yeah.
But I have 3 offensive linemen. I got left tackle Mailata, right tackle Lane Johnson, and Cam Jurgens is my center. You only have one offensive lineman right now with Landon Dickerson. I will then look to see. I'm trying to find a wide receiver that I really think fits well with Brown. Brown's my ex. Neighbors I can move around. Love someone who can play like Neighbors, also move into the slot, also play some. Like I can't use George Pickens in that way. So I'm trying to make the most like a good natural team. I could draft Debo because he's a move around type of guy. But I just don't know what I'm getting this year in Debo.
I know.
Running back. So I just, at this point, Adam, I want to go with like a really good player who I can count on and be reliable. And to me, you've mentioned his name before. You took the best guard, left guard, but I'm going to take the second best one, who's probably not that far behind. And I'm going to go with Tyler Smith.
It's a great pick.
As
great value in fantasy. It's a great value.
Yeah.
There was someone else I thought you would go with. I'm not going to take the guy, but I'll yeah, there's a guy. I don't want to give it away. I don't want to help you too much. So wait, is that your set? So you've taken your two?
So that's the end of the 7th round. So now I start the top of the 8th round, and I think this is going to be a strange pick when I say it, but I think when the quarterback is healthy and when he's healthy, this is a really good player. So I'm going, and in this offense, I kind of think he's going to have a really good year as long as the quarterback stays healthy. So I am taking a risk here, but there's no question from a proven accomplishment standpoint. Well, really, Zach Ertz would be, but I'm going to go with Jake Ferguson because I do believe
that was the one. The one.
I'm going to go. I think he's going to bounce back from last year.
He's good. Really
contract
year.
Years ago. Yeah.
Contract year. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Good player, man. Run after the catch. Yeah. He's a player. Okay.
So now you finish off the 8th round and start the 9th.
All right. So you took Mailata. To me, it's either Tunsil or Andrew Thomas. I would take Andrew Thomas, but the guy can't stay healthy. You could blame their coaches and front office all you want if you're a Giant fan, but you can't coach injuries. Andrew Thomas is a phenomenal and elite left tackle. He just isn't healthy enough. Now, I've asked this question to some people around the league, like, why did Houston, who's had trouble protecting the passer, trade their best offensive lineman, Laramie Tunsil? Well, Washington they didn't give up a first-round pick, but they gave a ton of compensation for him. Was told that his drop-off wasn't much from last season. He wasn't quite as good as he usually is, but he's still elite. I'm taking a left tackle coach, Laramie Tunsil. Got to have one.
You know what makes this what makes it a fascinating pick is basically how you were reasoning this out. Andrew Thomas when healthy, is a very good left tackle. Yeah. And now he's not getting drafted in this draft. We're not going to take a left tackle.
Yeah,
That's
right. Yeah.
This guy's going to go undrafted after being an All-Pro a couple of years ago. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, that's not good. And then my next pick, I need a right guard, and it is going to be the Cowboys' first-round pick because Tyler Smith is their left guard. Is Tyler Booker, who it was everybody's favorite guard for this draft, pure guard out of Alabama, stud player, goes and starts right away. I'm not going to be in your level on offensive line. I get that, but I'm starting to build something here with my offensive line.
Yeah, well, I mean, think about what you're doing though. You're running Saquon Barkley behind an offensive line that has Landon Dickerson, Tyler Booker, who is a mauler, a great an inside zone blocker as he was at Alabama, and Laramie Tunsil. Like your offensive line is going to create huge holes for Saquon Barkley, much like the Eagles did. My offensive line looks good because there's a bunch of Eagles, but they're going to be creating holes eventually for, I guess, Brian Robinson, unless I pull a fast one here. So Tyler Booker is the first pick of the 9th round, and now I'm up to finish off the 9th round and start the 10th round. I still need a right guard. I still need a running back, and I still either need a third wide receiver or a second tight end. Do I want to get cute and try a 2 tight end offense?
Oh, 12. Little 12. You can do it. By a rule.
You can. Because I've got a great O-line. I could, but I'm not. I'm going to bank on a Deebo Samuel comeback.
Oh, yeah. How can you not take him here?
Yeah, I'm going to have A.J. Brown, Malik Neighbors, and Deebo Samuel I'm pretty comfortable with.
That's tough.
And by the way, you stole Booker from me. I was kind of low key.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Well, see, listen, they gave up. Adam Peters is obviously from the Niners. He knows Debo, obviously. That's why he made the trade.
Mm-hmm.
I know people think Debo's on the downside. That may or may not be true. You know, he's had a number of injuries, but man, the dude with the ball in his hands is incredible.
Yes, we will find out this year. I mean, he's in a great offensive system with Cliff Kingsbury. He'll know how to use him. So
yeah, that's right.
All right, so for my right guard, I'm gonna I guess this is a high upside pick. It's a little bit of a risk and a gamble. I assume he's gonna come back healthy. I'm gonna take Sam Cosmi. I mean, I got to be pretty happy if he comes back healthy with an offensive line that has Mailata, Tyler Smith, Cam Jurgens, Sam Cosmi, and Lane Johnson.
Take the risk. Yeah, he tore his ACL in the playoff game against Detroit, so it's going to be very iffy that he'd be ready early in the season.
Right.
But guys can come back. He's an offensive lineman. He's not a skill position player. Like offensive linemen typically come back from ACL reconstruction earlier than skill position players. So, yeah, I mean, you know what's a great story about Cosmi? So he was a tackle in college. So Washington, over a number of years, moved him to guard, and there was some question. I know early in his career whether he can do it. Then I had one person who evaluated him say, you know what, if they would stick with it, which they've done, he could be an all-pro guard, and he was headed towards it before the ACL injury. Like he's that good. He's been a great story. Like Washington's been so bad, people have forgotten about him.
Yeah,
but now they're elite, I guess, for 1 year. We'll see if they could repeat their success. But as a value, it's a pretty good pick. Yeah,
no doubt about it. And already I'm just looking at this, and all you have left is a center and a right tackle, and all I got left is a running back. And I think, man, I feel like these teams, just both teams, look much better than some of our teams in the past where we had to draft like a commander or a giant left guard or right guard because somebody took the Eagle one, right? And the drop-off was so massive that it was like, ew, we were cringing. Taking picks. Now I feel like we're not cringing as much in these later rounds.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I don't feel like we're reaching here. I left because once you took Jurgens, I was like, I'm waiting. Once you took Lane Johnson, I'm waiting. There's just no point to do anything because there's only two teams drafting here.
Yeah, it's exactly why I haven't drafted a running back once you took Barkley first overall. Yeah. All right, so you finish it off at second pick in the 10th round.
All right, so I need a center. It comes down to this. Do I take the veteran Tyler Biadasz, who did not have a good year, not a great year, from what I understand, was just okay.
Yeah.
And then Cooper
at the end of the year, right? Wasn't he hurt at the end of the year?
I don't remember. I
know somebody else had to start a game or two at center for me. He had like a hip flexor or something like that.
So, and then the other choice would be Cooper. Don't call him Don Beebe, who's the Cowboys center, who's young, he's talented. Boy, this is, and he, by the way, he could, I know some teams saw him as a guard. He's a center. That's where that's to me where that's where he's going to play. That's where he's played so far. So I'm going to go with Cooper Beebe here, and he's my starting center.
Nice. I was going to jokingly suggest you just take the 400-pound Schmitz and then just run the triple option and the wishbone with Barkley and Daniels because you'll have such a massive offensive line.
Yeah. So, what's that?
But Cooper Beebe, he would be the last pick of the 10th round.
Correct. And, John Michael Schmitz was the other guy for the Giants, and then to finish it off, I need a right tackle. Jermaine Illuminor has been a nice story. Like I know the Giants are terrible, or they've been terrible, and people don't really watch or speak about their offensive line because they've been such a disappointment. Illuminor is a serviceable player. He could play guard or right tackle, but Terrence Steele he's an okay right tackle. He had an ACL injury a couple of years ago. And then there's Josh Connolly, who's going to move from left to right tackle. I'm going to take the upside of the rookie first-round pick for the Commanders, Josh Connolly.
Yes. Love it.
Yeah, why not, man? Take a little bit of a risk. They're well coached by Bobby Johnson, who's their O-line coach. I don't know how the hell they were so serviceable. Helps to have a good quarterback, but they overachieved last season. And you know what? They know they needed an upgrade, and they're going with Josh Connolly. And then they'll move the kid from TCU, who Brandon Coleman inside probably for Cosmi.
You know what? You were scaring me for a second. You were starting to talk about Illuminor, and then I'm like, he's not going to take Illuminor over Josh.
No, yeah, he's not. You know what? He's not bad.
He's not bad. Yeah. Right.
But I want the upside of Connolly.
Yeah, that's what I was. This is like we're having fun here. Let's go for upside, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing it. Yeah, I mean that's in
Perfect.
fact what I'll give you a real quick fantasy story. So my old keeper league in '99, it was like at the end of the draft, and I'm thinking, okay, because usually I have like a side list of sleepers no one will know about. Now, back then, it was in the infancy of the internet, and you could get away with guys late in your draft that a lot of people haven't heard of. So I'm like, you know what? Trent Green tore his ACL. I'm going to take this Kurt Warner. The only reason why I know about him is because I used to watch the Iowa Barnstormers, and it's a keeper league. And that was probably one of the best picks I've ever had. It's just one of those, it's a dart throw. You're not expected to get anything out of it. But, man, sometimes it's Mr. Irrelevant. You never know. Ask the 49ers that about their quarterback.
That is true. That is awesome. All right, I'm going to have some fun with my final pick as well. I'm going to go on upside. You're going to say, but this guy is not even going to get, I have to take a running back as many touches as maybe Brian Robinson or somebody else. And I'm telling you that with as much as Jaden Daniels run the ball, they have Deebo Samuel to run the ball. Austin Eckler's still on team. Again, I'm just not, there's nothing dynamic or enthusiastic about Brian Robinson. He's not bad. He just doesn't do it for me. So I am going to bank on Cam Scatterbo becoming the Giants feature back by the end of the year. And I'm going with him as my.
I love him. He's I know one team told me they thought he might be like a Kyle Juszczyk athletic fullback.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Juszczyk's been a nice story, but come on, Scatterbo's
fullback. Come on.
Yeah. I don't see that. I don't know why the hell I dropped to the fourth. That surprised me. Mm-hmm. That's telling you the league didn't think he's as good as maybe you and I did, or a lot of the fans did. But we'll see. And Tyrone Tracy was a great story for them.
He is. And I almost thought about taking him, but I don't know, just kind of like I wanted to have fun with it. And I feel like Scatterbo they'll probably have some kind of early on. It'll probably be Tracy, I imagine, 70-30. Mm-hmm. But as the season goes on, if Scatterbo was what he was in college, he will probably have a chance to get more carries, if not be the lead guy.
Yeah, I don't know what that one. I need to look into that more. I want to know why he dropped. I mean, I was expecting second round, but third I thought was as far as he should go.
Right.
And the guy that I'm hoping Javonte Williams could revive his career. He just didn't look right with the Broncos after the multi-ligament injury, and he's on a 1-year discounted deal. By the way, he catches the ball really well. He caught over 50 passes last year with Denver, but he doesn't have the juice that he once had, and he's got a chance at a 1-year deal, but yeah, I would have taken Cam there. That's a great value.
Definitely. All right, that's it. I'm going to wrap up these teams here. Adam Caplan's all NFC East fantasy team, well, not fan, just team, would be quarterback Jaden Daniels, running back Saquon Barkley, wide receivers CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Smith, and Terry McLaurin, tight end Dallas Goedert, his offensive line from left to right, Laramie Tunsil, Landon Dickerson, Cooper Beebe, Tyler Booker, and Josh Connerly on the O-line there. Geoff Mosher, my team is quarterback Jalen Hurts, running back Cam Scatterbo, wide receivers A.J. Brown, Malik Neighbors, and Deebo Samuel, tight end Jake Ferguson, and my offensive line from left to right, Jordan Mailata, Tyler Smith, Cam Jurgens, Sam Cosmi, and Lane Johnson. So we will put this out on @InsideTheBirds on Twitter, and then maybe our Facebook page too. We'll let you vote. Whose team do you like more, Caps or Moshes? You can weigh in. We do this every year. I picked Jalen Hurts and more Eagles, so I'm probably going to win the fan vote because, most people who listen to us just want to vote Eagles. So, but they're very balanced. They're very good teams, different strengths, and I really enjoyed this exercise. Next one we will do will be on defense. So that's going to be it for this episode of Inside the Birds, the leading podcast in Eagles Intel. As always, we thank you for flying with us inside the Birds. Be sure to check out our friends at PHLSportsNation.com. They're enhancing the fans' experience with their coverage of all Philadelphia sports teams. For the fan, by the fan is their motto. So make sure you check them out at PHLSportsNation.com and on Twitter @PHLSportsNation.